household washers and dryers, the madness behind them when they break, and we have the most awesome tips and tricks in rental properties that we're going to teach you right now for washers and dryers. Stay tuned.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that you next to the machine?
Well, I think she's pretty good ringer for me. Hold on, this way. This is the story of my life right now, this lady.
Oh, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel still.
No. So people watching, I was telling Mark this morning that my washing machine at my rental property is broken. And I'm in the process of dealing with my property manager and landlord trying to get it fixed. So this is very accurate of how I'm feeling today. But
it's a good topic. What's broken is your washer and dryer. It's in one, is it?
No, it's just the washing machine. It looks exactly like this one actually, but it's the water isn't leaking. It isn't draining from it. So it's been an ongoing issue. We finally got someone to have a look at it yesterday, but yeah, there's no end in sight.
Now, if you're a landlord or a tenant, this is going to apply to you today. We manage 1,500 properties, 1,600 properties for landlords and for tenants. So we are exposed to this all of the time. And we know tips and tricks and hacks to get around it. We're going to share those quickly with you this morning, and you're going to love us for it.
Yeah, I think it's, as a tenant in a rental property, I'm very excited to talk about this with Mark, get two different perspectives on it. But yeah, appliances, I think this applies for all appliances and rental properties though, not just washers and dryers. This is just, more personal to me today.
Absolutely. Now, I should start saying that if your strata building does not supply fixed lines downstairs for drying, they must, areas, they must supply a dryer. Them's the rules. So in the last probably 10 or 15 years, developers have said, scrap that, we're not going to put lines downstairs, we're going to give everyone a dryer in the unit. So if you're getting a unit older than 10 or 15 years, generally you have to bring your own BYO dryer and BYO washing machine. Now, it's changed a little bit. In your case, you're in an older building, Pat.
Yeah, I'm in a quite old building. We got one of the big washing lines out the back, so it's very old school. But
so then you get landlords that go, I'm just going to leave the dryer or I'm just going to leave the washing machine. They don't need to. Or they may have sacrificed a laundry and chopped out the wall and thrown it in the kitchen, the washer and dryer. Now, if they've done that, then they normally put like a front loader under bench so it's convenient for the tenant. But what a landlord doesn't realise is as soon as they decide to supply a washer or dryer in any capacity, they have to maintain it for the tenant forever. And here we are.
Yes. So that's actually what's happened with my property. Well, the property I'm in at the moment. The washing machine is under the bench in the kitchen, very space efficient. But as we're about to get into, I think Luke has pretty much hit the nail on the head with what we're going to talk about. Should you replace or should you repair? I'd be interested to see if there's any landlords watching to see what they think. But we were talking about whether we should repairing an appliance is the best way to go about it or just replacing it entirely.
Okay. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about what we do in the Novak household. So we have 22 years. When we buy a washer or a dryer, I spoke to, I got frustrated, same position you're in, and I called our repairman in the office. And I said, buddy, chum, mate, and I called our plumber. And I said, recommendations on the machine, which ones don't break? What did he say?
Oh, well, I think it's digital might play a factor in this, electric machines. I don't want to give the answer away because we're talking about the repair.
So this is the hack. One of the hacks we're going to give you today. If you're buying a washer and dryer, the electrical board inside, if it has a digital display, you've got to think about what a washer and dryer does. A washer and dryer puts out heat, puts out moisture, goes cold, water, all of the above. Those items will always play havoc with the digital display. So rule number one is if you're buying a washer or dryer, try to get the good old-fashioned dial and minimise your digital display, i.e. if you can do no digital display, you got a good machine.
And it's great that you told me this morning because Mark explained this to me as I was telling him the story of my washing machine at my place. And I said, you know what, the problem that the repairman said is that it's the control panel on the machine. It's not feeding through to the rest of the machine. So I think that is a really good point. And going on to your next point, which I think is really great, when was the last time a person came over to your property and said, isn't that a great washing machine? You must have spent so much money on it. It looks amazing. Like, I think washing machines are one of those products you can sort of get away with not getting the most expensive, most fancy item.
Yeah, well, make no mistake, a washer or a dryer, you can spend $400 on or $4,000. So when you double it up with a washer and a dryer, you can spend up to $8,000 or $800 in these appliances.
God.
So in our household, we've always had the cheapest of appliances hidden away in the laundry. And what we've also done is when something's gone wrong, no service man.
Which so I think is quite interesting. I'd love to hear your reasoning behind that too.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Admiral's got some comments there. Call out cost repair. That's where we're going. Life cycle, yeah, I reckon it has been reduced. Our parents used to have fridges and washing machines their whole lives. Donkeys.
I know, and refuse to get rid of them when they actually do break.
They work and they used to weigh a ton. Here we go. This is it. This is it, what Admiral's just said. So guys and girls, when you're spending, so our rule in the home, and this is from experience of thousands of different properties, the cheapest machine, the dial on the machine, and when the thing goes, you call. And most of the guys these days are like this, but we call appliances online. Appliances online, you call them, or you go online and order at 7 o'clock at night. The next day in the morning at 7 a.m., they were at my doorstep. They took the machine away. They put the machine in. They took the box. They installed it, and it was working. $600 odd. Done.
And it's all done.
Done.
I still can't wash clothes for probably a few more weeks.
Okay, so explain that you're the other end of the convenience spectrum. What can it look like if the repairman comes out?
This is actually funny because yesterday the repairman had contacted my partner and said, I'll be there between 7:30 and 10. I'm leaving for work around 7:30. He's still in bed. And his phone's ringing. I'm like, answer your phone. He's like, oh, I'm still in bed. And it was the repairman. So he was still in his pajamas and had to answer the door. The repairman came in, pretty much told him he didn't know what the problem was and had to sort of talk to the people he works with, try and diagnose it, but didn't give us a date of when it was going to get fixed, didn't give us a cost to the landlord. They're still trying to figure it all out. So as I said at the beginning, no end in sight. Whereas that story you just told me makes me very sad.
So there's a pattern here. So you're getting it replaced straight away. When that happens, you need to pay to get the repairman out to quote, to diagnose, and he then needs to charge you again when he comes back with the part. How long will the part take?
Well, after COVID especially, it could take extra long.
COVID. Play the COVID card.
Just play the COVID card. Also, I love this comment from Commander. So if anyone does, Commander's my mum, for anyone who doesn't know. And you've always got to trust him. That's the tenant side. You can always go back to your parents and ask if that you can use their washing machine. But
you can.
No, but if we're talking about parts, it can take, if it's coming from another country, especially if it's an older washing machine or it's one with digital features in it as well, it might be a thing where you have to order new parts in and get a specialist to come in and repair it because it's a different part of the machine.
And I guess that it comes back to how much you've paid for the machine, because if you've paid a lot of money and it's a premium machine, you really want to get it fixed.
Well, it's like Luke's comment here.
Yep.
I think, yeah, exactly right.
Get the cheapies. A bit on topic as well, a bit of a tip I've got to give people. If you're a family, double up.
Mm. Is that twice the washing machines? Or twice the... Oh.
Yep. Because they are so cheap, even you can pick up a second-hand one as a second one. When you double up, you are like a ninja getting stuff dried and washed if you've got the room.
That's true. That's a good point.
So I think if you're a family of 4, 5, 6, you've got 2 machines and 2 washers, you are a ninja.
You'd be living in the... You need to put a TV in there just to keep yourself entertained.
No, because you're out twice as quick. You're out twice as quick. So if you got the room, and also you're putting half of the stress on the machine.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're doubling up.
One for whites, one for colours.
So the message for today before we go is stay away from the digital on the washer or dryer.
Yes.
Old-fashioned dial. Go tight ass on your machine, but a good brand like a Westinghouse or something. And if in doubt, just replace the machine. To pay to get a trusty tradesperson out with labour rates these days, with the convenience factor, and by Australian made. I think Westinghouse is Australian made. But, for some reason, people have a mental block as landlords that we deal with. We go, replace it. And they go, but the problem is it creeps.
It does. Well, so it's even like phones and stuff. Like I spilt water on my laptop a few years ago, went to repair it. They said it's going to cost more to repair in the long run than you should just buy a new laptop. And I still have it. I'm using a really crappy old laptop, but I probably should have taken his advice. And
also, we spoke about on air was how good can your clothes be washed or dried?
Yeah. That's something I'd never thought about that before, but no one's really going to compliment you because you have a really cool washing machine that's got all these different features. I was saying a fridge is different. My dad's got a really cool fridge and he gets compliments on it constantly. But a washing machine or a dryer that's hidden away, it's a bit of a different story.
And the quality of the wash or the quality of the dry?
It's no difference.
So whether you're paying $4,000 for a dryer or $400 for a dryer, really?
Mm.
What's Madeline got to say?
Is a washing machine an essential service? Oh, yeah. So the landlord might be up for compensation to the tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much if a washing machine is, well, that's one thing. Because this is taking so long to fix, I can sort of argue my case as a tenant, being like, oh, well, it's going into this lease. I thought I'd have a working washing machine. I'd like compensation, which from the side of a landlord is something, it's another cost on top of this cost that's already adding up just trying to fix this one appliance.
One other thing I want to mention before we go, warranty periods on these machines. You're going to love this one, everyone. The machine only has generally 2 years. But if you read the warranty paperwork, there's an extension of up to 2 or 3 years on most of the parts.
Mm.
So it says, for instance, 2-year warranty, full machine. But if it's a pump, add another 3 years.
Ooh, that'd be interesting to see if that applies to like the digital interfaces, because I probably wouldn't if you think about it. Like a lot of the yeah.
And a further one is Fair Trading has a position and it gives advice about goods fit for purpose.
Mm.
If you buy a car with a 5-year warranty, or you buy a washing machine with a 2-year warranty, it doesn't mean that that's how long they have to warrant the product for. The manufacturer must warrant the product for goods fit for purpose. And if you bought those goods and they die in 2 years, those goods are not fit for purpose. They were not meant to last for 2 years and die.
Yeah.
You've got to claim it.
Oh, this has got a lot to think about after this episode. And
you know what? I think this is one of those things you put in your memory bank for later.
Yeah.
And you bust out that card. You're like, I know how this works.
I know. And look, this is, I think, a good comment to finish on. All the good washing machines that are Australian made. Just make sure they're not digital, and you got yourself a good washing machine or a dryer that'll last a long time.
And that's a show.
Oh, how good! You know what? I'll get home now, and my fridge will be broken or something. So I'll have another appliance break, and then next week's episode will be fridges.
It's gold. Nat, thanks for sharing that with us today. Everyone, hope we helped you today, and have an awesome day.
Yeah, thank you everyone for participating and watching. See you next week.
See you next week. See ya.